As I'm sure you've probably seen on the news, over this past year, home builders have been telling some crazy lies to the buyers that they're building homes for. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the 5 biggest lies that home builders are trying to tell those home buyers. And make sure you stick with me till the end of the video because we're going to go over how you can avoid all of those lies and all of these problems so that you get the house you want at the price you want. Stay tuned, guys, because we're getting after it right now. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and thanks for tuning in. My name's Tom and I'm a local realtor here in Las Vegas. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the top 5 biggest lies that new home builders are telling the buyers that are buying those homes. And I'm doing this because over the past year, the housing market has just been absolute craziness in a lot of places in the country. As you guys probably already know, you see it in the news, it's still really crazy. And some home builders, not all, but some home builders are still trying to tell lies and still trying to just pull the wool over the eyes of the buyers that are trying to get homes for them. So I'm telling you this so you guys can avoid these problems. You can know about these problems up front and that you don't, run into any trouble with the home builder or with anyone else when you're trying to buy your brand new home or build your brand new home. And before we get into that, guys, please go down below, like, subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified of every single video I put out. And make sure you stay tuned until the end of the video because at the end of the video, I'm going to be dropping a bunch of tips on how you can avoid all of these problems, at the beginning or at just some point in the process. You can avoid all these problems so you don't run into any headaches or anything like that. And with that, guys, let's get started with the first biggest lie that home builders are telling home buyers. The first big lie is probably the most common one you see in the news, and I'll put up some examples on the screen, and that is when home builders use lies and loopholes in contracts to get out of the contract that you're already in with them so that they can sell that exact same home to somebody else for a higher price. And the reason this is so prevalent right now, the reason this is happening is because home prices over the past year through COVID, even more than the past year really, have just been up every single month, just skyrocketing. Here in Las Vegas, we're up like 22, 23% versus the past year. So right now, September, we're up like 20-some% versus September of 2020. So if you signed a contract with a home builder, maybe last year or the year before, whatever the case may be, and now your home's not complete or it's semi-complete and the value of that home's up 20%, but you agreed to pay, let's say $200,000 for it last year. So now that home builder could make way more money today if they sold that house to somebody else, because then they could upcharge them that 20 or so percent that's been gained over the last year between when you signed the contract and between today's date. So there are a lot of home builders out there. I hear a lot of stories. I see it happening where home builders are using loopholes in the contract. They're using different clauses in the contract, anything they can to try to, lie to you or subvert the contract so they can get out of the contract with you and then get in contract with somebody else who doesn't care about paying the extra $100,000 or $200,000 or whatever the price may be for that home. I'm seeing here in Las Vegas, there are huge wait lists for homes in a lot of different areas, a lot of different developments around the city. So those new home builders know, hey, if I get out of this contract with so-and-so, then there's 100 other people that want to buy this house and they're all willing to pay more. So guys, make sure if you're getting a house under contract, be aware this is something the builder might try to pull depending on how long it's going to take to build a home and depending on a number of other factors. And again, make sure you stay till the end of this video and we'll go over how you can avoid this. But this is definitely a huge lie that you need to be aware of and be cautious of when you're buying a new home. The next thing new home builders will try to lie to you about are the cost of upgrades and the cost of upgraded appliances or even just the basic appliances that are coming with the house. So you guys need to really be careful when you get an upgrade or a new appliance or anything that is not normally included with the home. Make sure you ask for the why. Why is this new refrigerator going to cost me an extra $1,000? Why is this new tub going to cost me an extra $2,000? Make sure you get that why, get it in writing if you can, get something itemized, get whatever paperwork or whatever explanation the builder is willing to give you, get it, write it down, save it. And then the next thing you need to go do is go look for yourself. If it's an appliance or maybe it's a piece of furniture or a tub or part of your shower, a vanity, whatever it is, go to Home Depot, go to Lowe's, go to countertop stores, wherever the product is sold, and try to find something comparable. Try to find the exact same model if you can. If you can get maybe the item number or the name of the manufacturer or something like that from the builder, go to the manufacturer, see if you can get that item cheaper and see what the difference is. Because sometimes the difference can be hundreds of dollars, sometimes the difference can be thousands of dollars. They might tell you the difference is due to some kind of like extra upgrade cost or some kind of extra installation cost, even though you got to think, well, the installation cost should have been included with my original stove. Why is it not included now that I'm upgrading? So builders, not all builders, guys, I don't want to give all builders a bad name, because not all builders are going to try to pull this kind of thing on the home buyers, but this is definitely something you need to look out for. And if you can find that item cheaper, then talk to the builder, buy it yourself, and have it delivered to the home site so that you're not paying that upgrades. But here's another tip, guys, and here's something you need to look out for. Because you are purchasing that on your own and you're having it delivered to the site, the builder's not doing that. So the builder is not scheduling that. They're not covering delivery. They're not doing any of that. So make sure when that appliance, for example, let's just say it was a refrigerator, when that refrigerator gets to the site, you need to be there. Make sure they open the box, take all sorts of pictures, whatever it is, fridge, tub, countertop, whatever it is. Take pictures of everything, document everything, so that way if something happens during the install process, maybe something gets scratched, maybe something gets damaged, then you have the information, you have the photos, you can go to the builder and say, hey, I saw this morning and I know you guys didn't deliver it. I know, you guys didn't pay for it or scheduled delivery or anything like that, but I saw this morning and I took a bunch of photos of it and it was totally fine, but now there's a giant scratch on the door and we need to get a new one, and I know you guys put the scratch there, however it happened. And so you need to have that documentation in case something happens to your appliances or your upgrades that you yourself sought out and had delivered to the builder. Otherwise, there's a chance that the builder will say it was delivered like that, and they will deny that they were the ones or their workers were the ones that damaged it. And you could be out, hundreds or thousands of dollars for that appliance, or whatever the item is. So make sure you guys do that. Take some pictures, document everything, and really understand what that upgrade cost is when you're asking for an upgrade of any sort. Number 3 is going to be warranties. So when you build a new home, it's going to come with all sorts of warranties. The appliances might come with a warranty, the windows might come with a separate warranty, the foundation, the drywall, all sorts of things might come with all sorts of different warranties. But here's the kicker, guys. There's no guarantee that that builder is going to tell you about all of those warranties, right? Because they might not, they don't necessarily want you to use that warranty if something breaks, because then they might have to reimburse a different company, or they might have to pay for that work themselves because they were the ones that did it up front. And now the warranty's kicking in. Hey, this is leaking, or that's broken. My window is fogging up, and I need the builder to come back out and fix it, right? They don't want to do that because it costs them money. And again, this is not every builder, but this kind of stuff does happen. So what you need to do is you really need to be on top of every single warranty that comes with every single thing, every single part of your house, the appliances, the window, the flooring, the foundation, everything. You need to have all the paperwork, make sure you have everything documented and you understand every single individual warranty. That way, if something does happen, and let me tell you guys, stuff does happen. I just saw a video a couple days ago where a woman bought a brand new house thinking everything would be fine, and she had all sorts of problems with the plumbing and with air leaks around windows, and it was just shoddy building, and she had to fight with the builder to get them to come back out and fix everything. So this is why it's really important that you understand all of your warranties, you understand the scope of the warranties, and also how long they last. Some appliances come with an extra 5-year warranty, and if you don't know that and your refrigerator breaks, then you might go out and buy a new one, not knowing that you could just call the manufacturer or call the builder and have it fixed or replaced. So make sure you stay on top of those warranties, ask the builder to go over everything with you, ask the builder's agent to go over everything with you, get copies, and make sure you have everything you need so that anything that breaks, anything that has a problem, you can get replaced immediately. Number 4 on the list is going to be alarms. But before we talk about alarms, guys, please go down below, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. All that stuff really helps me in the algorithm, and it also helps me get my content to you so you don't miss anything. And with that, let's talk about alarm systems. So sometimes builders will have agreements with different alarm companies that when they're building the home, the alarm company comes out and they will install like a hardwired alarm in the house, kind of like an AT&T system or some other company like that that installs a hardwired alarm system into the house. And some people, feel pressured, or they feel like then, since the system's already there, they have to, upgrade and start paying for that service, or that they absolutely have to use that alarm company. And that's not true. Unless it's in your contract somewhere, unless you've already maybe signed a contract with that particular home security company, there's no reason you have to use that alarm or that you have to use that alarm company. So if it's not something you want and they're going to be putting it in, maybe you don't have them put it in at all. And that way, you don't have some weird alarm system that you don't use built into your house and into your walls. But if you do want it, or maybe you want it and you think you're going to use it down in the future, just make sure you don't have to necessarily use it. You don't have to pay for it. That's just something builders are doing with alarm companies, because as a home is being built, it's a lot easier to come out and install the alarm system before the drywall is all put up and before a bunch of other stuff is finished, because it's easier for the alarm guys to get in there. And of course, they want you to think, the alarm company wants you to think, and probably some of those builders do too, they want you to think that you then have to pay for that alarm system on some kind of yearly or monthly fee, or that you have to use that alarm company since they already installed the system. But that's not true. Don't be fooled into paying thousands of dollars for an alarm system. If you want to get Simply Safe or Nest or some other kind of system that you can just hook up yourself and it's a lot less expensive monthly, you can totally do that. You are not roped into any kind of alarm system or contract unless, like I said, you did sign something with them up front. All right, guys, number 5 on the list. And this is something, oh man, people can get really mad about this one. This is something that's crazy, and you really need to stay on top of it from absolutely day one. And that is, sometimes builders will, kind of try to fool you about the upgrades they offer, or maybe they're not trying to fool you. Maybe they just make an honest mistake about it. So when you go to see a track home, right? You drive to the build site, you want to walk the model of home that you think you might want to purchase. That model, more than likely, it's going to be the builder's best foot forward. It's going to have every single upgrade. All the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed, the paint's perfect. Everything is completely upgraded because they want to show their absolute best, and they want to entice you as the customer to upgrade your new house with them, in every way possible, because that's how they make their money. So what you want to be sure of, though, when you're touring that home, if there's something you like, maybe it's a wall texture, maybe it's a certain kind of stove, maybe it's a certain kind of tile or flooring, whatever it is, you want to make sure that that is still offered by the builder. Maybe it's a huge tract home lot and it's been there for a year and it's still not full. They might not offer the tile that's in that home anymore, and you might love that tile. But if they don't offer it and they don't tell you that they don't offer it anymore, you might be thinking, heck, I'm going to get that tile if I upgrade. But you might end up with something else or something similar that you don't like as much, and that would just absolutely suck for you to pay for something and wait months at a time, for the whole home to be built, only to find out that that's not the tile you wanted, or that they lied to you or something like that. So make sure when you're doing that home tour of the model home, everything you like is still offered by the builder. Get the names of what everything is. If you can, get the item numbers of different appliances and different paint colors and everything, guys. Document everything so that you know what's available and what's not, so that if you do decide to upgrade, you know exactly what you're getting for your money, and you don't end up disappointed, or you don't end up with something you don't want 6 months, 9 months from now. Now, here is the absolute most important part of the video, guys, so stick with me, because we're about to cover all of the reasons, or all of the ways you can protect yourself from these lies and this misinformation. And there's a couple different ways to do this. And the first one, guys, is pretty obvious. I don't want to sound like a broken record here, but one of the best things you're going to want to do, and actually probably the cheapest thing on the list, is you're going to want to hire a realtor. And if you don't know this already, guys, when you hire a realtor as a home buyer, most of the time you end up paying them little to nothing. In most cases, you're going to pay them nothing. For me, for instance, in Las Vegas, I don't charge my home buyers anything at all. I get paid from the seller's proceeds, or in this case, I would be paid by the builder. So it's important, if you hire a realtor, then you have that expert who by law has to put your interests above theirs, right? They have to work for you, put your interests first, and they're going to be the ones that can help go through the contract with you, tell you what everything means, and they're going to help keep that builder honest. They're going to help negotiate for you, and they're going to help to make sure that the builder doesn't lie to you about upgrades or doesn't try to get out of the contract so that they can go sell the home to somebody else who is willing to pay more. They're going to be able to help keep on track of things like appliances and upgrades, things you buy and have it delivered to the home. You know, it's an extra set of eyes when that fridge is delivered to help take pictures. It's an extra set of eyes to go to the home a few times throughout the build process to make sure that, you know, they're putting in the tile that you want and they're painting the walls that upgraded color you want, all that sort of thing, guys. And like I said, a realtor to a home buyer is essentially free. You're getting a free expert that by law has to put your interest before theirs. Otherwise, you could sue the living crap out of them. So there's really no reason not to get a realtor. I know people have had bad experiences with them, but I can't say this enough, guys. With a new builder, with this new build type of contract thing where there might be loopholes in it for the builder to get out of, you really need to have an expert on your side. However, excuse me, if you do not want to hire a realtor, there is another option, but it is more expensive. You could go hire a real estate attorney, and that real estate attorney would not necessarily act, in your best interest with the builder and that sort of thing. But what they will do is you can pay them, and they will go through the contract with you, and they will lay out every single detail, what everything means, just like your realtor would. That way, you'll have a complete understanding of what's in the contract, what's not in the contract. Are there any protections that are offered to you? What protections are offered to the builder in the contract? All that sort of stuff. And again, the realtor would be able to do this, but if you don't like having a realtor, maybe you've had some bad experiences, because I know that has happened to people, then go hire a real estate attorney. They'll be able to do some of the same things, really give you some advice on that contract, and maybe point out some of those loopholes that otherwise you wouldn't know were there. The third and fourth option is kind of a combo option. The most obvious thing to do is just don't buy a new home, right? You don't have to deal with a builder possibly lying to you or anything like that if you don't buy a new home. But if you do want a new home, the next thing to do, next best option, if you don't want to hire a realtor and you don't want to hire a real estate attorney, then you really just take your contract, get on Google, start Googling stuff, go through that contract line by line, fine-tooth comb, check every little clause, make sure you understand everything, and then take all that information, go ask the builder, go ask the builder's agent, see what they have to say about the contract, see what their explanation is for any loopholes that you find, or ask them about protections that contract gives you, ask about how you can get your money back, all the same questions you would have asked your realtor and your real estate attorney. Ask the builder and their agent and see what answers they have, and make sure you document everything, guys. Document everything they say, everything that's written down, all of the contract, anything you sign, get copies, make sure everything's documented so that you can hold that builder accountable in case they try to pull any shady kind of stuff on you. But those are really the best ways to avoid all these lies, all these loopholes, anything like that. If you have any other questions, you can always watch some of my other videos. I have another video about resale versus new homes that kind of explains some other pitfalls and traps that you might fall into if you're buying a real home. Otherwise, guys, there's probably some videos popping up on the screen right now, so go check out some more videos. And if you have any questions, comments, maybe you'd like to work with me, all my contact information is down below. Feel free to reach out. I'm getting reach outs all the time, and I'm never too busy to get you to reach out as well and to help you with whatever you need. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day, and please stay tuned for more content.